right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, man. Hey, what you see in front of you are two settlements. One from 2025. The other one is this year, 2026. I'm doing a 90-day comparison versus each other, right? One is a SFI truck. The other is a lone mountain truck. And we're just going to go through the numbers, man. We're going to go ahead and get these numbers together and see what we come up with, man. But I made more money with one truck. However, however, I got more deductions with that same truck, and we're going to figure out which truck is which. All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into this thing, man. All right, here we go. So, can we see that right here? Yeah. All right. This settlement right here, I have gross earnings of 64,000 for 90 days. This is 90 days, so that means from January 1st to the end of March. I made $64,000. Okay, $64,453.67, and I had deductions of 45,000 over that same time period. 45,420 bucks and 3 cents. Y'all probably like, man, are you sure that's for 90 days? Yes, that's over the course of 90 days. That's what the man took away from me, Mr. Charlie. If you know. And I had netted over that course of 90 days $19,132.23. So, once again, over the course of 90 days, January 1st to the end of March, $64,453.67 with a take home of $19,132.23. Y'all probably going to be like, good God, where the hell did all the money go? But before we answer that question, let's go over here to 2025. I had another truck, another leasing company. And I had grossed over the course of 90 days, January 1st, end of March, $35,325.34 with deductions of $15,571.65, all while bringing home $19,770.69. Once again, January 1st to the end of March, $35,325.34 with deductions of $15,571.65 with a net pay of $19,770.69. So, if you have been paying attention, which I know you have, because y'all are great out there, you ain't got nothing else to do but pay attention and listen. Maybe we'll learn something. I made more money this year. I have made more this year. Almost double. 64,000 versus 35,000. But something else doubled as well. Shit, damn near tripled. Deductions. The deductions for the year had tripled. $45,000 in deductions versus last year I only had $15,000 in deductions over the course of 90 days, January 1st to the end of March, with a net pay this year so far over 90 days $19,132.23 versus last year $19,770.69. So there is a difference of $600. I had actually brought home $600 more, all while having less deductions, all while grossing less. I didn't work as hard last year. I did not work as hard last year as I am this year. This year, I am all up in Chicago. I'm all up in Ohio. I'm all up in the Northeast during the wintertime. Last year, you could not catch me anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line when that snow had dropped. As soon as I got that first bit of snow last year, I was in Virginia, and I said, I'll see you in the spring. Real talk. Real talk. All right? But let's go ahead and look at the earnings summary right quick. Both of them, we're going to break them down there side by side. All right, we got some detention pay. We got detention pay this year, no detention pay last year. It says driver training wages, $25 this year, $25.85. We have fuel surcharge, a fuel surcharge right here, $14,930. So what it looks like to me, so I had actually net 19,000 with 14,000 of that coming from a damn fuel surcharge. $19,000, 14, almost 15K. Let's go ahead and round that on up to 15K because that says 14.9. 15,000 of that is fuel surcharge. I'm not even getting paid to pull loads. I'm getting paid off the fuel surcharge. That's what the black and white says. It says that, hey, this is what you're going to make, a fuel surcharge. So all that fluff about you getting a percentage of the load, no, you're getting paid off a fuel surcharge. All right. So over here, fuel surcharge of $7,000 because I'm working less. I had worked less last year, $7,000. Then off the percent of the revenue from the loads, that paid me for the year so far this year, from January to March, $49,000 versus last year, $27,965, almost $28,000. And it doesn't give me a rate per mile breakdown, but I do get the year to date, which is $64,453.67. Total earnings from January 1st to the end of March versus $35,325.34. That was last year, 2025. So these are just the settlements that I am comparing years and trucks and settlements and how much I had earned and how much had went out the building, how much had came into my pocket. Hell, I had worked harder this year just to earn less. That is absolutely diabolical right there. That is crazy. I had worked harder this year. And when I mean I had worked hard this year, I'm talking about I had worked my motherfucking ass off. Like I said, I'm all up in the Northeast and Illinois and Ohio, Indiana in the snow. Man, I ain't never drove in the snow. last year, last year you couldn't get me when it had snowed last year. I had took a snow break. I had sent a message over to the dispatch, looked at the map and said, there's ice on the ground and it's kind of dangerous out there. Give y'all an update. They said, okay, give me an update. This year, I'm all up in Illinois, man. Diabolical. Working hard, trying to make that truck payment. Trying to make that truck payment. Let's scroll on down. Let's see the rest of these deductions. All right, we're gonna do a side by side. All right. So we have deductions. Fuel is the biggest expense that jumps right off the page right here. For this year, I had spent so far $22,000 in fuel. That's what I'm spending in fuel. 22,000. Wow. Versus last year, half of that. Half of that. $11,000 in fuel this year. I mean last year. 90 days. So the first 90 days this year, $22,000 in fuel versus last year, $11,000. That looked like what that tells me. I'm doing double the work this year. I'm doing double the work this year, all while receiving less money. All right, because what jumps off the page again is the SFI truck payment, and this is the big one, right? $14,825. So that's almost 15K that's gone. 15K on top of fuel. Hmm? Versus over here, there is no weekly payment. Versus over here, no weekly payment. So I have $15,000 in truck payments or weekly truck payments. And then I also have $22,000 in fuel versus expense. The largest expense over here last year, $11,000 just fuel. Okay. Boy, it look like everybody getting paid but me. IFTA gets paid. SFI gets paid. Legal aid gets paid. The people who got the low board, they get paid. The truck station people, the way station people, they get paid. Everybody get paid but the driver. The driver is the last person to get paid. Alright. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at 45K in deductions this year. Versus 15,000 in deductions. Man, That's almost triple the deductions. So I made more money. I grossed more money this year, $64,000 over the course of 90 days. Almost doubled last year. My deductions are almost triple this year versus last year. And I bought home this year $600 less than I did last year. That is the life of a lease purchase operator. You're going to work harder. You're going to drive harder. I'm talking about there be days where I'm driving 700 miles a day. When I had that Lone Mountain truck, I probably barely did 500. So, like, seriously. I used to get this one load last year, go from Atlanta to Charlotte, and that was it. Like, I'm trying to do this right here. Now, I don't even look at that Atlanta to Charlotte run. Not at all. Because I got to make that truck payment. I got to make that truck payment, man. You know? I mean, rain, sleet, or snow, SFI going to want that truck payment. And got to run this down, this Freightliner until the wheels fall off. But yeah, man, these are the numbers. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not fluffing it. You know, I'm gonna leave it up there for you to see, so y'all can see it. Am I too big? Make sure that y'all can see everything, man. All right, there we go. So yeah, so this year, like I said, I had double the gross, which is cool. But deductions. I'm spending more on fuel because I'm running more, and I have that truck payment, that weekly truck payment, which I am obligated to do every week. If you want to sign up for that lease, you're going to have to work, 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 and clear that truck payment. All while clearing that truck payment, you're probably going to spend more on fuel. You're going to work harder. You're going to do double the work. You're going to do double the work. And if you're not doing double the work, let me know, because I'm doing double the work. And I'm trying to figure out how I can get away from doing double the work. All while bringing home less money. I had brought home almost $600 less than I did last year. All while doing double work, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Hey, I'm not sugarcoating anything. They're these are the numbers. These are the numbers. Uh, I would like to see y'all numbers. You know, if you are a SFI trucker, if you're leasing with SFI, I would like to see your deductions. I would like to see your 90 days. Let me know. Let's do some comparison. I would like to go over your settlement. If you have an SFI truck, if you have a Lone Mountain truck, if you I would like to go over your deductions and do some cross references. Like, you know what? What can I do better? Or maybe I'm doing better than you, you know? Shit, there's some drivers they talking about they're bringing home 10 racks. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, you know? And if I'm doing something wrong, I damn sure want to be right, you know what I mean? Gotta get right, gotta get right. So let me know, man. Send over your settlements. I'm all for being better, you know? I'm all for being better, okay? With that being said, until next time, we out.